That shit is it's like, bro, all right, I get it, bro. But it be the dumbest shit though. Like it don't even be super clever. So
they say behind every successful man is a woman. That's why you gotta have multiple shotties to be successful.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Because it's like, especially because like the way that the economy is set up right now.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Gentlemen's Club podcast.
Like y'all gonna get y'all toxic bag on before I can even like do anything.
It's funny, man. Because you know what I mean. The way the economy is set up right now, you have to work twice as hard. You know what I'm saying?
Do you?
Well, yeah.
You talking about for women or for money?
For that's fucking.
Because like we're in a pandemic, I feel like dating is like kind of changed.
Changed greatly.
I feel like.
Ooh. I'm not. No, because I'm not mad at because
we off topic.
No, we are, but that's cool.
We're
that's cool.
60 seconds in.
My bad, man. Brains be running, bro.
But like, is it? Never mind.
Okay.
I'm curious on how it is different though.
Table it. You know what?
Okay. All right. Cool.
We'll come back to that later.
We will table it. We'll table it for the notes.
Welcome to the Gentlemen's Club. I am one of your hosts, Joshy Ty.
I am your other wingman, Cardell.
They call me Zach.
Cerebral.
Like and subscribe to the page, guys.
Yeah. Welcome. Hey, listen.
One of us has to say it.
I
know you're
it.
laughing.
I get it, man, but that shit is crazy, bro. Oh, man.
Spoiler alert. If you haven't.
Hold on. Before we go on to that.
Go ahead.
How I care about you guys. How the fuck are you?
I'm cold. I got my fucking turtleneck on, man.
I am surprisingly sore.
Huh?
Wait, huh?
Yeah. Like I slept on my neck wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, not
you
that.
slept on your neck wrong, or
I might have got kicked in my neck while I was sleeping. That could be part of the reason why.
Offspring?
they had to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He's a spry little guy.
Yeah, he moves in his sleep.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Shit, I tell you about moving in my sleep, bro. I've been having the wildest dreams. Not gonna go there though.
How are you?
I'm great, bro. I've been really high energy. I've been feeling amazing lately. Life is great, and I feel great, so I'm cool with that.
Good. Get that rubber band.
All right.
So, spoiler warning for anyone that has not seen the Netflix original Malcolm and Marie. We are going to
we getting into this shit.
We're gonna get into it.
Yes.
Talk about some shit because
Yes.
it took us a little. It took me longer to watch it. Y'all had already watched it, but I finally caught up, and shit was exhausting.
It was.
Shit was funny.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, but that's just my personality type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that was a very, very triggering movie.
Incredibly.
You got layers upon layers of the toxic levels of a relationship basically being unfolded right in front of you.
So for a quick story rundown, it is basically centered around just two people. There's only two people in the entire movie.
Malcolm and Marie.
They couple comes home from Malcolm's movie premiere.
Right. It was lit.
And they basically more or less have very different feelings about how the night went. And as the night goes on, they both take turns airing out their grievances.
Right. So it's like when you at a party with your girl or you're out doing something with your girl and one little thing happens
and she's triggered.
And you think it's a small thing that ain't a big deal and y'all could just move past it.
Yeah.
But then you get home and you figure out that was just the tip of the iceberg, and that was the snowflake that landed on the mountain that started the avalanche that created the iceberg in the ocean at the bottom of the mountain.
That hit the Titanic.
That hit the Titanic and killed thousands of people
and ruined your night.
Yes, completely.
But it is. I think it is a really good example of
relationships
and how it's really
that we go through often and still try to make headway today.
Well,
today,
I think it really humanized your relationships like worst night.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And that's why I say it was hard to watch for me because I was having like
flashback
PTSD watching that movie, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
You know, I enjoyed it because I've moved past that place in my life.
Yeah.
Round of applause for me. Thank you. Definitely.
I just want to point out you wanted a round of applause for no longer being toxic.
That is correct. Or being in toxic situations.
Yeah, being in toxic situations.
All right,
Yes.
That's why I found it funny because it reminded me of my past.
So many different scenarios.
Like different arguments that I might have had in relationships, and like now that I'm not in that place, I can kind of like laugh at the stupidity of what I argued about.
I've done that.
Oh yeah. I literally argued about like the macaroni and cheese, bro.
Wow.
The macaroni and cheese part was pretty funny. That you could so calmly eat macaroni and cheese while being in an argument with your partner.
Have you ever done that?
But
being that unbothered is against the law.
Like you still gotta eat. You're hungry, but you still mad.
Yep, being that unbothered is against the law.
Shit, that's some funny stuff, man.
What part stood out to you? I'll go.
Yeah, what part stood out to you?
The part where he's kissing her cheeks, right? He's trying to get into the sexual mood because he feels good. He's on a high.
Yeah. And
she's not feeling him at all, but it took him a good 15 minutes to catch it.
Yeah.
That part stuck out to me. That's a really uncomfortable situation to be in.
I think we've all been there too.
I think we've all been there as men.
I have. I definitely have.
Because women are, emotional. I don't want to say they're emotional creatures.
You can tell when something's not clicking.
When they're not clicking, that sex thing is off.
It is
completely.
To where most men, I feel like, even if they're not clicking, they can still get that sexual energy off without it being too much of a big deal. And afterwards, balance it.
I would speak for men. We kind of can detach from the emotions and the physical.
Yeah, and
which may not be a good thing.
Yeah, and I'll be transparent when that happened to me. It was a really uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah,
like I didn't like that at all. I was like, wait. You always want this,
yeah. And now she done.
But after so long of things being disconnected, it's just like, well, guess what? That's not even going to get it done. You know what I mean? So that's
you can't even get her in the mood now.
Yeah. So that was a very real situation.
I feel that.
Yeah, there's so many layers on this shit, man. What else, man? Anybody got any other parts that like really stood out?
I do, but I'm gonna let Josh go first.
No, go ahead, because mine was gonna be silly.
The thing that stuck out to me the most was probably the bathtub scene when when Marie's taking a bath.
Heart shaped tub.
That fam. When Malcolm came into the bathroom to talk to her
in a specific location,
he came in there with no other agenda other than to completely and totally destroy her.
Yeah,
facts.
It wasn't to defend his side of the argument. It wasn't to try to mend the fight that they were having. He went in there to take the knife, stab her in the heart, and keep twisting it until he could just pull the heart out.
Right.
Yep.
And from an emotional, mental standpoint, he definitely succeeded. And I really do think that is why the rest of the movie went the way that it did. I think that everything else that happens is all because of that scene.
Yeah.
And it very much so you can figure it out because she keeps bringing it up.
Yeah.
Heart-shaped tub.
Yeah. That's
how sweet St. Louis. I didn't know St. Louis had.
I'm trying to figure out. Have you guys ever done that shit like the
heart-shaped tub?
Yeah, like anything like that.
Yeah.
Look, not putting that on wax.
Okay,
no.
my bad.
I
never have. I thought it was.
I've done that shit. The Waldorf Astoria, man. That's with the view.
Okay,
you are incriminating yourself, sir. But
I'm not. I was in a relationship. I'm not
talking shit.
Incriminating.
That's right, man.
It was Valentine's Day.
Oh wow.
We set it. We set it up for each other. We did it for each other.
But yeah, that bathtub scene is really.
We argued that night.
That's a really. Damn.
It reminds me of Malcolm and Marie.
Right. But that's a really common point when people play the tit for tat game.
Yeah. Yes.
It seems to. And here's the thing.
Yes. One up.
Yeah. But here's the thing though. What you may have said or what makes them upset.
Yeah.
might not have been their intention, but as soon as someone throws the blow, it's war.
You can't go back.
Yeah, and it's that's why it's important to talk.
There are certain things in a relationship that once they get said,
you can't take them
they're
back.
always a part of the relationship.
Yep.
No matter how much you didn't mean it, how much
or
it was
apologize.
just in anger, and no.
So what have you guys learned from like past relationships to do in situations that are heated or get to that escalated level? Like, what are some of your
from being
tactics?
in arguments like that? You learn those statements, those words, those things that you say that are permanent. And if you're truly trying to grow in future relationships, you avoid saying those things at all costs, because it doesn't do anything positive for the relationship. And in all honesty, like those words should never, those kind of statements should never come out, even if you know the relationship is about to come to an end, because that is both sides needed therapy after that.
Yeah.
That was some
absolutely.
really toxic shit, bro.
Absolutely.
I would have to say, I'd have to say, like, when you have a nuke and you've seen the devastation that it causes, you put that motherfucker away.
Yeah.
Like, just for, you know what I mean, going forward, you just learn that, you know what, because later down the line, you have to think about that stuff. You have to see the consequences of that and how that can affect somebody. Yeah. And especially if you had one dropped on you. You know what I mean? You just don't like that, and you don't want to make somebody else feel that way. So going forward, like, communicating better.
Yeah.
And trying to take more anger out of the situation and just learning to breathe, relax, and communicate the right way. Right. Not communicate out of emotion or the hurt or the pain that you feel. Yeah. But with purpose.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's been a bigger one for me. I'm not perfect at it, but I am so much better than I used to be.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback on you, for me, I would, instead of staying in that hot, heated moment, I just take a walk. Like, hey,
I like, there were some healthy moments in there.
Yeah,
there were some healthy moments in the movie where they actually, what you laugh for, cuz?
No, get your point off.
Where they actually took.
Yeah, he took a walk.
They
was swinging outside.
Yeah, they often went away and tried to take a break and just get away from the situation for a second. I was rarely ever given that luxury when I've been in relationships.
The only reason why the reason why I won't agree with you is because when they both went away to have their breaks,
all they did was
they came back swinging.
Yeah. That's you're right. You're right.
Charged them up even more.
It sets you up for the opportunity to think of more shit to get off.
I do agree that sometimes you need to kind of take a step back to think about it. But in this movie, they went away to strategize.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. That was that was a really fucked up part. I want to skip some shit, right? Because at the very fucking end, or towards the very fucking end, was where I got the most triggered. Because
when she went outside and you couldn't find her?
No, please go. Please go so I can't find you. Please go. I'm not even looking for you right now. But when they're sitting on the floor and they're kind of rebuilding from all the damage that they've caused. And it basically comes out that what the real issue originally was. And it was just like,
why didn't you?
Fam.
Why didn't you just
an entire night of killing each other, airing grievances out, and trying to bring the other person down and make them feel the same way that you did.
Yeah.
When all of that could have been cut in half if you just directly answered what the issue was. And my only point is, like, when I was having a conversation with somebody, and it was a female. I was asking some of my female friends and other girls if they seen this movie, because I wanted to get their opinion on it. I didn't want to have my own opinion.
Yeah.
And she was saying, like, why does it take degrading and bringing each other down and all of that just to get to,
the root?
Yeah. And it was just like, well, that's a defense mechanism.
It is.
We don't. People don't like to have confrontation.
Yeah.
We'd rather push the issue to the side, build up resentment,
because it's easier.
It's so much easier. Why do we have to get into this and talk about it and whatnot? But after you've built up enough resentment and you've taken mental notes of all these different things that you dislike so much, now when it's enough for you, when you get triggered enough, all you need is one crack in the glass. Boop. And then everything else comes pouring out, and this is a whole shitload of stuff that we could have addressed at any point in time
down the line when we were walking.
And I'm not saying that it was solely her fault, because he should have been paying attention.
He should have watched what she was triggered by.
Yeah,
and asked those questions like, "Hey, what's really bothering you?"
But I can say personally that when I've been in those situations, knowing there's an issue, and then trying to address it almost to the point where, okay, now I'm overstepping your boundary because I know that the end result leads to this shit. That's been a big lesson that I learned when it comes to relationships. Putting all that shit to the side and burying it. And I'm guilty of it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, men are guilty of that on a very big level. But it's slowly built.
You have to learn how to communicate.
It's a big thing. That's why communication is 1A.
Absolutely. And I think, like, for me, when something that I learned growing up was, if there's a problem, you got to air that shit out immediately.
Before it grows and festers.
Exactly. Because the more that it grows, the more that it has babies and babies on top of those babies, the bigger it's going to be when it boils down.
Yeah. When you finally have your breaking point, and then now you're at an irrational spot and we're trying to have a conversation, and you have so many other issues with me, there's no possible way that we can tackle everything in one go.
We done destroyed half the house because you got mad about some noodles.
Yeah.
Some noodles.
Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Like it starts just like that.
Yes.
So that was one of the biggest lessons that I grabbed from it. It resonated with me heavy.
We got to talk. And I think, like, couples should take time to sit down, and just talk.
I think it should. I think if you can't manage it yourself, that's definitely something you should work out.
What can I do better?
Yeah, with a marriage counselor or a therapist and whatnot. That's healthy shit.
One of the key things is having those conversations when nothing is actually wrong.
Look.
Yes, when we good, like, let's talk about it, like, right now.
What do you?
And it's not to put either of us in a bad mood, but it's just to.
What do you do when you're in a situation where everything is going good and they're tired of you wanting to talk about real relationship issues when there's nothing wrong?
And it's not.
Just curious.
Well, I guess when everything's
there's nothing
good,
wrong for them.
It's not. Well,
maybe there is something that is wrong.
Let me try to answer this.
Go ahead, Zach.
So I guess when you're having these conversations, it should be relation building conversations, not addressing issues. If there's no issues there, then you shouldn't be addressing issues if they're not there.
Right.
You're just building your communication skills. Just like, hey, you know what? I want to make sure that we never get to the point where we are fucking Malcolm and Marie and gutting each other out. Yeah. So if you have an issue with me,
let's talk about it.
I want to have this conversation early on. I don't want it to fester for 6, 7, 8, 9 months, or over the course of, in their situation, the filming of an entire film.
Yeah.
You waited until the film premiered to say something.
Yeah.
For real.
From a man's perspective, it's too late for me to fix this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
You are going to feel this way for the rest of time because you waited that long. Now, it is his responsibility to check on his woman and make sure that she's okay at the same time. Yeah.
Right.
But if
not always
that, if you're that, and I know that this was an actress that played the role of Marie, but Marie was a great actress in her own right. And I feel like if she wanted to hide that she had an issue, she could do that very well.
Exactly. It's like, yo, hold on. You mad at me for this, but you can act for real. Like, you can actually play the role of being completely content with the situation.
Yes.
Excuse me.
And
until you're not.
That's the underlying storyline there for that movie.
Yeah. That she should have been in the fucking movie. Bro.
Should have been. Yeah, that's the underlying storyline. And the other issue is that they are both very much so at fault.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And
he was gaslighting her.
Yeah. And they took a lot of chances to point out where the other person was wrong.
Yeah.
Now imagine if you take that energy and you turn it inward. What type of progress you might be able to make.
Yeah.
Crazy. But loved the movie. It was really enjoyable. I actually heard some women were saying that it was boring. That it wasn't, you know what I mean? It was just like, fam, I don't want to watch a movie where, you know what I'm saying?
They're arguing for an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah. And then there were other people that were really triggered by it.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
I feel like the people that were bothered, like, they need to reflect.
So me and my fiance, we watched it. It took us 2 sittings to watch it, and we both looked at each other like, this movie is exhausting.
It's absolutely emotionally exhausting.
Incredibly exhausting.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't get
Like,
attached to it,
like,
but I can see how.
like when we watch movies, we try to like get as into it as possible. But like halfway through the movie, it's like, fam, just somebody apologize.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and you would hope that would fix it, but that was a mirror.
Well, there was a point where it was like, all right, there really ain't no going back. And
Yeah.
then it's like at the end of the movie, they kind of like say their I'm sorry's and their good night. Well, they kind of say their I'm sorry's and their good nights.
Yeah.
And then the way the movie ends, it's like, oh, y'all niggas ain't gonna be together.
No, not at all. It's like I can't see that working out for too much longer. But you just never know, man. When people are really committed to changing and growing and fixing, sometimes that damage that's done, sometimes you can't rebuild the Nagasaki. Sometimes you can't rebuild the Hiroshima. Sometimes you cannot. We'll never forget this. And there's no way to move forward with that.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can if you're dedicated. I mean,
sometimes you gotta let it go and let it come back. If it come back, you know, we in different places in life.
I'm really tired of hearing that in the song.
What? You let it go? Oh.
I'm really tired of hearing that in a song. I'm sorry.
If you love it, let it go. If it returns to you, it was yours to begin with. Something like that.
If that,
that's where at that.
Because you know what though, because that'll set you up for some real toxic cycle type shit that you can't get out of because you keep letting it go and it keeps coming back.
It's like no, leave.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, man.
So this was our breakdown of the Netflix original Malcolm and Marie. If you guys enjoyed this, please comment, subscribe, share the videos. Let us know. We would definitely be interested in doing more movie breakdowns of, you know, cultural appropriate information.
I definitely want to get a female perspective on that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a little clubhouse interaction with that.
That sounds great.
I have great ideas. I just don't follow through with some of them.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, let's try and plan it.
But again, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, share.
Right.
Get at us on Instagram, the Gentleman's Club Pod. Everybody's got their Instagram handles. I think I changed mine. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Josh, would you like to start with your Instagram?
Oh, my. I am.
Jesus Christ.
Joshi_Ty.
It's not like you're, trying to promote yourself or anything.
Right. Yeah, Joshi_Ty. Follow me.
I am unofficial_Cardell, I think.
Last I remember, my Instagram tag was still, yes, my name is Zach.
I believe so.
It works.
So, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of
the Gentleman's Club Podcast.
We lit.